And I am ending day 10 in a motel room once again in Dundurn, Saskatchewan, which is about 30 kilometers outside of Saskatoon. Yes, I am once again in a motel room because once again I have a massive backlog of video that I need to get through. So let's just say the things I do for you guys, staying in these motel rooms and all. You're troubling me so. Anyway, that's where we are. You can see the brightly lit motel sign out there. It's just a lonely motel outside of Saskatoon. And here's a little tip from the road. If you want to save some money, if you're staying at a motel or a hotel, get the ones that are in small towns outside of the major cities, because once you get into the major cities, you start paying big bucks for rooms, folks, because that's where everybody wants to be, right in the center of it all. So if you don't mind driving 30 or 40 Ks into the city, then you can definitely save some money by staying in the smaller, lonelier motels in the smaller towns outside of the cities. So there's your pro tip from the road for today. As for tomorrow, we're going to be checking out Saskatoon. I actually did already make a brief stop in Saskatoon just for motel rates and directions and that type of thing, but that's a long and boring story that I'm not going to burden you with at this point. So tomorrow, yes, Saskatoon. We're going to be checking out some sites there, and after that, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be in Saskatchewan by day's end, because if my track record serves me correctly, my daily activities will take up enough of the day that I'm not going to make it as far as Edmonton, where I'm heading to after Saskatoon. So it's going to be another camping night in Saskatchewan tomorrow night, I think. And I guess we'll catch up tomorrow, day 11. Sit tight, folks. It's going to be a big one. Running back to Saskatoon. We are somewhere in Gordon Howe Park right now, just in a parking area, and I'm just wandering around trying to get my bearings, and this is hopefully going to lead us to Spadina Street, where the Ukrainian Museum is. So we're going to be doing that, but as for now, I'm just exploring the park and seeing what's up. Just trying to remember, I can't quite put my finger on it. When was the last time I saw dirt that was this red? 12, big surprise, I'm lost once again. I did a little walking tour of an industrial area of town, which was not the park, which I was expecting to tour. And now I'm coming into something else. It looks like a machinery complex or something like that. Oh, I don't know where I am. Looking for Spadina Crescent. It's supposed to be, this park is supposed to be by downtown Saskatoon, and this doesn't look very downtowny to me. Anyway, let's see if we can't get ourselves out of this tangle. I still have no clue where I am right now, but it looks like I'm at least getting back into civilization. I'm hoping this is taking me in the right direction. Well, isn't this just dandy? I stopped at a gas station a couple minutes ago to find out if I was anywhere near Spadina Crescent, and she said I was nowhere near Spadina Crescent, and she gave me directions, but that doesn't matter, so I'm just on my way back to the park, hopefully. And 1 hour later, I'm safely back at my truck, and right now I've decided to just head it to the Ukrainian Museum, because that is closer to the section of park that I was originally looking for, I believe. So I'm going to try to find a parking spot in that area and walk around for a little bit and hopefully find what I was looking for, because this has been an absolute failure, an absolute failure. So onward to the Ukrainian Museum, and cross your fingers for me, and hope I have some better luck this time. I just went on a crazy driving tour of the city. I got turned around on every possible road, thanks to a lot of the roads on my way getting here being closed, and detours being everywhere. And there were one-way streets, and there were bridges, and I drove through the university campus. I just went everywhere, all over Saskatoon. But the good news is that I have officially arrived at the Ukrainian Museum, which I believe is right there. I think that's it. And the other piece of good news is, as I was driving through this section of the city, which you can see just behind me there, I ended up passing a lot of old landmarks along the way that I saw with Jay on my trip out west in 2008, and a lot of them I'd forgotten about, and it was kind of a good memory refresher and that sort of thing to see everything again. So I'm going to walk up and down this road while I still have time on my my parking thing. I'm going to check out the Ukrainian Museum right now, since we're right here, and I'll show you a little piece of Saskatoon, and just a small piece compared to what I've already seen today. So let's head inside to the Ukrainian Museum. And I'm finished up at the Ukrainian Museum. Unfortunately, they didn't allow photography in there once again, so couldn't show it to you. But it was really interesting stuff about how the Ukrainian people left Ukraine around the World War I time, and settled in the Winnipeg and Edmonton areas. And just tells the story of how they started out from basically nothing, and learned the language, and built up schools, and taught their religion, and they've got all sorts of really neat clothes and blankets and that sort of thing in there, all very colorful stuff. So it was a pretty cool experience in the Ukrainian Museum, and now I'm just heading down into the downtown area to check out some of the sites there. I've decided to take the scenic route downtown by going through Kiwanis Memorial Park, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the park that I was looking for. It wasn't the Gordon Howe Park, so my mistake. very same bus was here 4 years ago. I just stopped for a raspberry soda at bus stop refreshments over there. Raspberry soda. This is the bee's knees. It's delicious. And there's actually, I don't know if you can see, there's actually frozen raspberries inside of it. So, you know it's real and it's good. It's delicious. And we're going to carry on down here to more downtown section after we jump a puddle. And with these final steps right now, that concludes our tour of downtown Saskatchewan, or downtown Saskatoon is what I meant, folks. So we're just walking back to the parking lot here. There's Old Faithful resting in the lot there. And I think right now it's on to North Battleford. So onward we go.